And so I was talking to my friend Yule. I said, you know, what we need is a really good campaign. We need something that's going to capture the hearts and minds of Canadians. What we need is a movement. He said, we need to build a movement. Cycling across Canada, we're trying to empower and inspire Canadians to take action on climate change. And we're doing that with something called the Bet. And what the Bet is we are betting the Canadian government that Canadians can do what the government has not been able to do or has not even tried to do.
There's like a really small chance for something huge, like for like all the potential that is here to like actually happen, to like start like a nationwide movement. We're so far away from that right now.
I mean, everything is against us, right? Like we have all the resources in the world against us, government, industry. We have a whole population who's completely apathetic. We have very little money. We have very little resources. Like everything's against us. We can't expect not to be tired. Like this is gonna take a lot of extra energy. Like it's hard. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be exhausting.
It's so hard to believe that we've actually started. I mean, we've been working on this thing for over a year now, back in Sackville. And to arrive in Tofino and to see all that work finally coming together, and the bus being there, and people arriving from all across Canada who care enough about climate change to commit their summer to biking across the country and trying to get Canadians to care about it too. So I'm really excited.
I didn't really know what to expect at all, and I got there. I'm pretty blown away. I think it's an awesome group of people, and I'm pretty impressed with the bus and the solar panels and everything that's gone into this project. I'm actually very, very impressed with the people that are here.
I see in all these people that I've been working with throughout the day, like a lot of potential for us to really get something done.
Climate Change Caravan. As we cross the country from one coast to another, we will empower Canadians to take action on climate change.
It is the biggest problem that the Earth has faced in terms of humans living on it, I think, ever.
The problem with climate change isn't something in the future, it's happening right now. And we're trying to bring that message to Canadians. We're saying we have to take action now. We can't wait for the government, who's like a lame duck in many aspects.
Government has not decreased emissions. Emissions keep on going up and up and up, and the Earth is getting hotter.
We're doing this in the face of government inaction. The industry's got its nails so deep in the back of our government that we might as well not even vote.
It's quite a long haul.
Yeah, well, it's 4.5 months across the country, about 100 kilometers a day, and anyone's welcome to join us who wants to.
Scott, you want to have a few words on the microphone? We're having an open mic this morning. On a day such as this. A hard 130K ahead of us. Make no mistake, today is going to be brutal, guys. No fun involved. 8 to 9 to 10 hours of biking. Hard. With rednecks honking their horns at you. And no love from anybody but your mama. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to wear out my welcome. Have a good day. Yay!
I don't think it's an incredibly rigorous schedule. Sleep is definitely limited.
Why? Well, we're biking quite a lot every day, and we're trying to save the world at the same time. It's exhausting.
Cyclists from across the country is betting that individuals can do more than the Canadian government to reduce greenhouse emissions.
We're betting the Canadian government that Canadians can do what the government has not done, that Canadians can reduce their household greenhouse gas emissions by about 50%. You can commit yourself to 7 out of these 12 steps and you can sign on to the bet. We're trying to get as many Canadians to sign on as possible. By signing on to the bet, you'd be reducing your greenhouse gas emissions by 25 to 60%, which is much higher than any of the governments in the world are aiming for right now.
Anyone who wants to help us commit to the bet, either by signing on the website or putting your names on here.
To sign on to this bet if they can commit to 7 out of these 12 steps. And as you can see, a lot of them are really easy to do.
Bike, walk, or taking public transit to work, buying a solar panel, turning down your thermostat by 3 degrees, going vegetarian. There's numerous steps like that.
We're calling on each and every Canadian to join the bet.
If we do want every Canadian to do this, we're going to have to start touching more Canadians.
You think we'll be able to do it?
I don't know. I think we have to do it, actually. I mean, scientists are calling for a 60 to 80% reduction. Well, I'm worried about what I'm going to see in my lifetime. I don't want to see it.
So what do you think of BC so far?
I think BC is spectacular. It's a beautiful province.
Well, it sounds rosy, but it's not getting us anywhere, right? I looked at the website of the bet yesterday. 91 people signed on. We should have thousands by now. Seriously, like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, there's just all these other things that have taken a lot more time than we expected, like keep everyone well fed and keep the the halls clean, the organization in terms of
Can we not eat it anyway?
I think we can.
Yes, we're late. We've been late for everything. Like, we were late today. They have been waiting for us forever.
we were working so hard to get to Tofino, and it was almost an expectation that once we hit Tofino, things would just roll, you know, like it would just go, and it hasn't happened that way.
There's still many problems to work out with it, but it does drive in vegetable oil, not all the time, but it will do it.
We're trying to get people to change, but we're like, and like slow down their lifestyles and do all this other shit, but we don't even have the time to like do what we should be doing with the bus.
Also, just within the group, there's just different ideas of how this is going to work.
Number one priority is not cycling, but conveying the message of climate change.
Climate change is the focus, but it's not the point.
I think if we make it to Halifax, then that's a major success.
And I guess numbers and commitment. The more people commit, I guess, the better for the campaigns.
Our effects will be much broader than the people who have signed on to the bat.
So that takes a lot of time, and then some of the ways that we expected we'd be reaching to people aren't necessarily working, so we're having to like rethink that. And
we've been having a little bit of problems with our presentations because we've been getting usually small groups of like the local environmentalists out, which isn't exactly the audience that we wanted to be talking to.
Like every presentation we've done so far, we've talked to people who are probably already doing most of the things we're talking about. Like the people who signed on to half the people who signed on to the bet are already doing what we're talking about anyway, so it's just useless.
the campaign isn't exactly exploding the way we wanted it to, and getting people to sign on to the bet is turning out to be a lot more difficult than I guess we expected, but I think we need to be thankful for what is going really well. Communities are welcoming us as we go across the country. They're feeding us and letting us stay in their church basements and school gyms. The group's just getting to know each other, and we're all learning to bike, and I think we're working really well together, and that there's a huge amount of potential. And so I think the campaign will get there.
So we're just kind of brainstorming, and it seems like everyone kind of has the opinion that we kind of have to change our approach a little. And we came up with some ideas about how we could have kind of festivals, like we could kind of be a traveling roadshow type of thing.
I think this could be like a really awesome thing, like get the music blaring and kids running around screaming and stuff, and
hey, maybe we should have
it'd be a good vibe.
Climate Change Caravan spokesperson, Bike in the Country. Come check us out, 9 till noon, Victoria Park tomorrow. Switch Powers Festival, Victoria Park, 9 till noon tomorrow morning, folks. Come see the Climate Change Caravan, biking our way across the fine country. 9 till noon.
Please feel free to come on over here and say hi, friendly people.
They probably can't hear the mic over there.
We definitely have to do a much harder core job on publicity.
Well, I thought we were downtown, right? I thought it would be like people would come in. But this is like we're on a highway, or not a highway, but a big road, and we have to, I don't know, try to stop cars or something. I don't know. I think this will recharge people more than anything else, no matter how many people come out. Maybe not. I don't know. It seems like people are having a okay time.
No, I know. What we need to do is brainstorm how we're going to make this work.
How about let's get our scouts out, and their sole purpose is advertising and media.
We need to get groups of
all their listservs.
Yeah, we need to get connected with groups of people, like, so we can bring in like 20 people at a time, not just one.
Is someone writing these things down? Anyone have a notebook that they can write it down?
I just have a quick question. Are these sandwiches like safe to eat?
Oh yeah.
When we first brought up the festival idea, that like people got excited. We need to have like festival energy, and we don't have festival energy right now. We need to have like time to recharge and like have fun.
We have to be incredibly serious, and it's hard to when you're doing sort of humdrum stuff like festivals and various other things. Climate change is incredibly dire, and it's hard to always realize that. In order to maintain that sense within ourselves, we have to address it in a dire way.
It's a really simple problem with a really simple solution. It's just like time off, like actual time off.
When we think of climate change, we generally think of future predictions. Like, the important thing to remember is that climate change is already happening. The Federation Bridge to PEI was built 1 meter higher than it had to be in order to take into account the rising sea levels due to climate change. I find it hard to do these presentations. I find it really draining. I find it really depressing.
So how does this work? Because we're getting, like, people got in at 1 today, like, and on average we're getting in by 5 or something, right? That leaves a good till bedtime, 5 hours. Like, where's all
and if
the time?
people didn't need to take a nap, that could be used wonderfully.
But maybe, like, I'm just trying to say that I think we have, like, a motivational problem as well as a tiredness problem.
Motivation and tiredness go hand in hand. Like, say today, everyone came in, and when a few people were doing door stuff, other people were sleeping.
Yeah, I know, but if people had things to do, they wouldn't be sleeping.
If people, no, that's not how most people work. You are the exception, Yule. Please realize that.
My energy levels are good. I had a little 10-minute nap on the bus today. That was.
That'll sustain you for 5 minutes.
Yule's an alien.
I've been incredibly tired for a long time.
I don't know, I guess I'm okay. I'm tired sometimes, but...
Keeping this pace for a month is pretty incredible. I am doubtful that people can continue it for 4 months without having full breaks.
And I think the whole project is suffering because of it, because people are low energy and not taking care of themselves, so they're getting sick. And I think balance is something that we're trying to stress in everything we say, and we're trying to show this through our actions, but our actions reflect something totally different. That we're so tired we can't even talk straight.
Like, if the feeling is we have to, like, let's say there's a broad consensus that there is a problem, that people are overtired, and somehow we have to address it. Right now we don't have really any complete rest days, because Dan has planned prairies, and I'm almost positive
What
he
about
hasn't given
Ontario, Quebec?
Well, okay, Ontario. Like, you can look forward to a rest day in Ontario.
That's like
Really?
2 provinces away.
Yeah.
It's only a
That's
month.
what I'm saying.
They're
like,
short
that's,
provinces.
Yeah.
It's
That's
only
a,
like-
what?
it's only a month. Yeah.
We don't hit. Anyways, I don't know. I don't think this is going very well, actually. The problem is that we are booked in communities all the way across the country. So even though a lot of us need a break, we don't really want to cancel any of our stops, and we kind of just keep on going. I
think one thing that definitely keeps our energy up are the critical masses. Basically, in every major city, we take over the street with our bikes, and we're joined by local people, and we cycle through the streets and talk to people about bikes and about climate change and about getting out of your car. I just wish we could hang on to some of those people, you know, and keep up that energy, because once it's just us again out on the road, it's hard to keep up the momentum.
1, 2, 3.
How did we find the one hole in the entire driveway?
I hate it. I love it. No, you have to stay away. Keep your negative energy away from the bus.
Sort of halfway through the entirety of the trip, and I think a lot of people are trying to take a breather. So many of the members are making the choice to leave the group, at least temporarily or permanently. Indicates to me that there's some discontent or unhappiness with how things are running.
If we were seeing consistent and more results from our campaign and from our riding, if people were paying more attention to us, and if our efforts were really paying off well, I think that would bring a lot of energy in. And since we're kind of just getting these mediocre results at best and consistently getting them or worse, that it doesn't really pump us up, it doesn't encourage us to go harder and do more.
It's a little hard to keep the momentum rolling. You need people to do their own thing, and I think people get fed up a little quicker, and there's just not as much sympathy to do cooking and to organize things or to go through long meetings, so that's not so good.
Nordic Lutheran, come to run in this valley of
I don't think we should focus on the minute details and like get so caught up and like bogged down in that little stuff. What we're doing is incredible. And when I talk to like my family or whatever, and just people on the street, whatever, like they're just so amazed at what we're doing. We don't even realize what we're doing, but we biked across 3 freaking provinces, like 4,000 kilometers.
I'm kind of always amazed with, there's a lot of people that are so excited about what we're doing, sometimes more so than like I am or other people in the group are.
And these youngsters are are out there, you know, going from community to community, putting their cycling muscles on the line, saying we can do it, we need to do it.
I think it's an amazing initiative that is in the tradition of Gandhi and the civil rights movement and the women's rights movement, because it's about people slowing down and taking the time to visit communities and meet with one another, and you're not just about 5-second sound bites.
If you're looking for Canadian leadership, don't look to Ottawa. Look to the Climate Change Caravan. I've never been so proud in my life to know a group of young people.
When someone comes up and says like, wow, that's really inspiring, like people have been saying that to us all summer. If I try and think about it from the outside, it seems like a pretty awesome thing, but from the inside it's just like, where are we going to sleep tomorrow night kind of thing. So.
They've had a very serious, hard time cycling across the country. They've done a tremendous job, and they're going to keep doing it and raising public awareness from coast to coast. And I just want to salute them And I thank God for them, and I'm very glad to hear that they're going to be sending a representative to Bonn. The negotiations in 2 weeks are entirely critical. The key question is, where does Canada stand? Are we really going to support Kyoto? Are we going to stand back and let George Bush tear it apart?
I believe the Kyoto Treaty is a flawed treaty. I think that it set unscientific goals. It didn't include developing countries.
At our next plenary meeting, once the text has been